Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be about vinyl wrap. I'm going to vinyl wrap the chrome trim that goes around this Passat. I'm tired of it. It's ugly. We're going to make it gloss black 3M 2080. I did in a previous video, I vinyl wrapped the front grille. It looks great. It's holding up really well after a couple of months. So now it's time. I have the time. It's a beautiful day here in Texas. We're going to complete the rest of the car, except for the window trim. That's in another video. Let's get to it. Real quickly, guys, these are the tools you're going to need. Obviously, your vinyl wrap. This is the 3M 2080. It has that protective layer on it. It's really nice to prevent scratching and stuff when you're tucking things and applying it. No big deal. You need some sort of measuring tape. This is flexible, so I use this to go around corners and things. It's better than a regular standard tape measure. Your vinyl wrap tools, tucking tool. You're going to need your knife. This is a good knife. You should pick it up. Rubbing alcohol, you need to rub everything down, all the impurities, everything. Microfiber towel or any kind of towel will be fine. And obviously a heat gun. This thing works great. So let's get to it, get this thing done. It's still a little cool outside, so I pulled the car in the garage. I'm gonna start with this back piece here. There's two on both sides. This piece, that piece is a little longer. And then I have the back chrome, of course, that wraps around the bumper. So that's basically it, both sides and the back. Obviously the windows need to be done. I'm not gonna tackle that in this video. That's a whole different deal. So, but it will get done. So we're gonna start with this piece here. Probably the easiest piece on the car because there are no curves, no turns, nothing. So, all right, let's go. So if you guys watched my previous video when I wrapped the grille, it worked out pretty well. I actually had the grille off of the car because I wanted to remove the emblem, but you don't have to do that. That's not necessary. I did get some questions about that, and it's not necessary. Most people don't take it off, but I had other reasons for doing that. But I thought while it was off, I might as well just wrap it, put it on the bench. It's more easier to access that way at the moment. So anyway, take your typical alcohol, rubbing alcohol, just rub it down really well. Get any impurities, any oils, grease, dirt, try to get into the parts where the wrap is going to grab onto here, underneath and above. So just clean it up. All right. Now I already pre-cut this piece. I cut it 29.5 inches, I believe, just because I do want some overhang and I do want it a little wider. So I have something to work with because I am not a professional. I'm probably like you guys. That's why you're watching this video. This is the 3M 2080 in gloss black that I'm using. And like I said, I already cut it. So let's size it up here. Yep, that's gonna look good. And the reason I went with gloss black was because the GTs have the gloss black. At least the white ones do that I've seen. And you know, I originally wanted to white it all out, but it's hard to paint match that. I looked at the gloss white, but I didn't purchase it. I just wasn't sure. So I took a consensus on a couple forums that I belong to, and they told me the majority said gloss black. So I'm doing it. So I'm gonna blame it on you guys if it doesn't look good. No, I'm kidding. So what I'm gonna do, this isn't a very long piece, so I can actually just peel this all the way off, but I'm gonna just get it started here on the center crease of that. So I'm just gonna peel as I go and stretch just a little bit. Go down that center, that crease. Now this has that air release technology. I mean, it's not perfect, but it does help getting the air bubbles out. See, it's starting to, here we go. Just go down that center crease and then work your way out. All right, there it is. I'm gonna take this and just work it in little by little. You have to have patience. I mean, I don't have the most steady hand in the world, but it's not bad. But again, this is not what I do for a living. I don't do it every day or every week, but you know, I practiced a little bit on a few things, made some mistakes, had to do it again. I think I'm gonna do a couple additional things to the grill. I think I'm gonna add some red, kind of like the GTs have, just to spice this old dad car up a little bit. Because it is a good looking car, it really is. And excuse the dirt here. The pollen is insane right now, so excuse that. So I'm just running it along the line slowly, just work it down. You don't have to apply a lot of pressure, just. And if you see me making any mistakes, I know people can be critical. That's all right, just put it in the comments. This is how it works for me. This is, you know, based on the people that I've watched and the videos I've seen. It's worked out so far, especially if you've watched the video that I made, I don't know, look down the list, it's there, the grill that I did, and it's still kicking, and I've washed this thing several times since then, and it looks great. It really, really does. So this stuff is durable, it does last. So what, now, if you know anything about the 2080, 3M 2080, there's the 1080 and the 2080. The 2080 has a protective film on it. What that is for is when you're doing things with tools like tucking it and this and that, it's kind of easy to scratch. So it's a protective layer to prevent you from scratching the film itself. So before I cut it, I like to take that film off because it's a little hard to cut through that. So you just have to, there you go, just kind of pull it off like that. It's just a clear saran wrap type film. That's all it is. So you just want to be careful when applying sharp edges to it. All right, so for the most part, that's it. I have it. And well, I barely covered it down there, but I got it. Kind of went a little crooked there, but it doesn't matter because vinyl stretches. You can always pull it back up and put it back down. So you know what? Speaking of that, just to show you, I'm gonna do that. Just to give myself a little more room to work underneath here. There we go. It's that simple. There's a little air bubble. Yes, it's supposed to release, but sometimes it's easier to just now I've made a mess. But the beauty of this stuff is that it allows you to do this several times until you get it right. There it is. Okay. So like I said, I'm glad that happened so I could show you kind of the troubleshooting with this. So now I have more to work with underneath here, just for cuts and stuff. So, all right. Now I'm not gonna apply any heat yet, simply because it's more difficult to cut when it's warm. I like to kind of cut it, tuck it in place, and then throw some heat on it and then do some more tucking. Just massage it as you go. So that piece here should be interesting because it dips in. So that'll be a little fun. It shouldn't be too hard. This is the blade that I use for the grill. So it's great. I'm running out of blades though because I like to use it sharp. So anytime I touch a rough edge, I break it off and start fresh. So it just works better. So you can either go to the top or the bottom. Normally, and I should have, you can put tape, like painter's tape, masking tape, on that line. So when you run this, you don't cut the paint. I've done that, But I'm gonna try to get in the groove here. And just not apply very much pressure. Just light pressure. Because it will drift on you. Well, let's see what we've got here before I waste any more time. Just cut this piece here just a little. There we go. See what we have so far. So far, it looks good, man. That's money. You really want to cut it all the way through in one cut, but I wasn't positioned right. See, it drifted on me. Again. And that usually happens, I noticed, when you put too much pressure on it. Of course, you have to cut it all the way through. That's the tricky part. That's why I should have put some tape down, just so I could not be so nervous about cutting the paint. Trying to get my fat fingers in there. So you have to work it. See, I have a high spot. Use plastic tools. It's a tucking tool. So I can get a hold of this and peel it up. So yeah, I do totally recommend using plastic tools for that. Well, it doesn't want to come up. It does take a little bit of patience. This thing, you just saw me make a couple mistakes, and everybody makes them. Just don't get discouraged. This stuff's not that expensive to use, so if you're gonna go through a little bit just practicing. Okay. Again, go this way. Just to trim off the excess. You know, I try to take pride in my work, but there is a point of what's good enough. Get positioned here. Position's a lot of this, actually. Trying to stay out of the camera's view. So I'm just going to cut it a little longer than it's supposed to be. All right. I'll open the door. We'll trim that off. You know what? All this stuff is going to kind of suck itself in and seat itself grab onto that chrome. So I'm gonna go underneath here, find my line, just be very careful. Off here. It's easy to develop bad habits when doing this stuff. Like I just, again, used the knife to peel that up, but I felt pretty good about the position that it was in. Man, that looks good. That looks really good. Damn. But I'm gonna put some heat on it first and see how it grabs on. You don't want to get too close and you don't want it to be in one place for too long. So let this heat up and just okay, so what I'm going to do now is immediately come in here and just put everything into place, help it out. There we go. You kind of fix that a little bit. It stretches. There we go. There it is. Put a little more heat on that. So after applying the heat and trimming everything, I think it looks really, really good. So off to the rest, you got to do that. Same thing on the other side and also the back of the car. I won't bore you with all of that. I don't think you need to see it twice. So I'll just do a time lapse and complete this project and we'll look at it at the end. I wanted to point out that this piece here, that was chrome as well. I went ahead and did that. I think it looks awesome. It's real clean, kind of brings it all together, the bottom and the top. So yeah, man, I'm very, very pleased with this. It looks super. It's a totally different look. Hey, if you enjoyed the video today, I think it looks freaking awesome. So hit that subscribe button, throw some comments in there, give me thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. And most of all, thanks for watching.